Welcome back to The Global Divide. Today we're dissecting a critical geopolitical question that carries immense weight for the stability of Europe and the world. How would a second Donald Trump presidency reshape the landscape of the ongoing war in Ukraine? Regardless of one's personal political affiliations, it's undeniable that Trump's return to the White House carries significant implications for this conflict, impacting not only the warring nations, but also the broader international community, potentially reshaping alliances and triggering ripple effects across the globe. We'll explore his past statements, potential policy shifts, and the likely international responses, focusing on the facts and their potential consequences, meticulously avoiding speculation and conjecture, and grounding our analysis in verifiable information and historical context. Throughout his previous presidency and subsequent campaigns, Donald Trump has consistently expressed skepticism regarding the level of U.S. involvement in Ukraine, often framing the conflict through an America-first foreign policy lens. This has raised profound questions about the continuity of current U.S. support, which has been crucial to Ukraine's defense capabilities, providing essential military aid and diplomatic backing. It's crucial to examine his past statements, such as his interactions with President Zelensky, his public pronouncements on foreign aid, and his rhetoric surrounding NATO and European security, to understand potential policy shifts. We'll delve into the specifics of his past positions, analyzing his statements on military aid packages, his views on burden sharing with European allies, and his potential inclination towards direct negotiations with Russia, avoiding speculation on Trump's personal motivations, and instead focusing on how his stated positions could translate into tangible changes in U.S. military aid, diplomatic engagement, and strategic priorities regarding the Ukraine war. This includes analyzing potential shifts in funding allocations, arms shipments, intelligence sharing, and diplomatic initiatives, as well as the potential for altered U.S. participation in international forums related to the conflict. The prospect of a Trump presidency has already elicited responses from international leaders, signaling a potential recalibration of the global approach to the Ukraine war. Some allies, particularly in Europe, have indicated a potential willingness to increase their own support for Ukraine, possibly anticipating a reduction in U.S. involvement. This could lead to a significant reconfiguration of the international coalition supporting Ukraine, potentially shifting the burden of support to European nations and altering the existing power dynamics within NATO and the broader international community. We'll analyze how this potential shift might impact the flow of military aid, diplomatic negotiations, and the overall balance of power in the region. This includes examining potential changes in European defense spending, the coordination of aid efforts, and the potential for new diplomatic initiatives led by European powers. It's important to note that any changes in U.S. policy will inevitably trigger a complex chain reaction across the international stage, potentially altering the dynamics of existing alliances and partnerships, and creating new geopolitical realities. A shift in U.S. policy could significantly alter the war's trajectory, impacting both the military and diplomatic fronts, and potentially leading to a range of complex and unpredictable scenarios. Reduced U.S. aid might strain Ukraine's military capabilities, potentially impacting its ability to defend against Russian aggression, and potentially influencing the outcomes of key battles, leading to territorial changes and a shift in the balance of power on the ground. Conversely, increased support from other nations could mitigate this effect, potentially leading to a more prolonged and complex conflict, with increased military engagement and heightened tensions. We'll examine the potential military and diplomatic scenarios that could unfold, focusing on the factual implications of various policy changes. This includes analyzing potential shifts in military strategy, the likelihood of territorial changes, the potential for increased or decreased diplomatic pressure on both sides, and the potential for changes in the nature of the conflict itself. It's crucial to understand that any alteration in U.S. strategy would directly affect the lives of millions of Ukrainians, the stability of the European continent, and potentially the broader global security landscape, with potential ripple effects across the globe. The potential return of Donald Trump to the White House presents a complex and consequential scenario for the war in Ukraine, with implications that extend far beyond the immediate conflict zone, potentially reshaping the geopolitical landscape of Europe and beyond. This analysis aims to provide a factual overview of potential policy shifts and their likely ramifications, avoiding speculation and focusing on verifiable information and historical context. We encourage you to consider these facts and form your own informed opinions on the potential consequences. What are your thoughts on the potential implications? Share them in the comments below. And if you found this analysis helpful, please like and subscribe to The Global Divide for more in-depth coverage of global conflicts and political shifts.